Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title, today I'm going to be reading popular TikTok books. So I have 3 books that I'm going to be starting in this video, and these are all part of series. I feel like series are the most popular on TikTok. That's what I find anyway. And these 3 have literally been flooded all over my TikTok. Let's get into the video. I hope you all enjoy coming along with me while I read these popular TikTok books. And I'll probably do a round 2 of this because there's so many books all over TikTok. TikTok is great for recommendations, but it can be on and off. Sometimes you can get great books and other times you can get books that are way too overhyped. But I feel like these ones are all going to be really good books because everyone rates them really highly. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really successful video. So the first book I'm going to be starting with is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This series has been waiting for me because I have just been so excited to read it. This series has taken over TikTok quite literally. Every time I go on TikTok I cannot scroll without seeing the Twisted series. I have already read 50 pages of this book. It's so quick, it's so fast paced, I love the story, I love the writing, and I can just tell that this series is going to be full of drama, which is just the best when you're reading books. I am loving this book so far because it is brothers best friend trope, which I've never read that before, but that just equals drama, doesn't it? And I really enjoy the dynamic between the 2 main characters because they just don't get on, but there's like a bit of forced proximity. You can tell they're attracted to each other in a way. Basically what's happened so far, Alex Volkov is Ava Chen's brother's best friend, and basically he ends up having to go pick up Ava while she's trapped in the rain, and he picks her up and their dynamic is insane. They really don't like each other. They end up going to her brother's party because he's going away for a year, I think. Her brother is insanely protective over her, like he just wants to keep her safe because of her childhood and the traumatic things that she's been through. So her brother asks his best friend to protect her. Alex Volkov takes this to a whole other level because when he commits to something, he puts his all into that. I really enjoy this book because the 2 characters have different trauma responses. Like both characters have been through it in their childhood, and basically Ava Chen doesn't remember anything of her traumatic past because that was her trauma response. She doesn't remember anything that happened, whereas Alex Volkov remembers every little detail of his life and of his traumatic past, and it quite literally haunts him. So he has that to deal with, and he's trying to get revenge on whatever happened in the past on the person that did something. I'm not fully sure yet.
Lately you don't feel like yourself, and you kinda hate it. You suppress all of the thoughts in your head and say it's complicated.
I find it so funny when I'm reading that the men in like these books are so toxic, but I literally love it. Whereas in real life I would be like, ew, go away, get away from that person, get away from that man, like if my friend was like dating someone like this. But when it's in a book, I love it, I eat it up.
You hide your pain, but I can see it etched on your face. I know the feeling, swear you're okay, but you're barely breathing. Don't you walk away. Feel you getting lost, I feel you trailing off. Feel it in your words when you say there's nothing wrong. There's something so sublime.
A quote just really got to me. She was mine, she just didn't know it yet. That just, I love it. I'm over halfway and I will give all my updates tomorrow. All I can say is I am obsessed with this book. I freaking love it. Hi, so it is the next night now, and last night I got up to chapter 29, page 202, and I ended on a cliffhanger. I feel like I'm going to stay up tonight to finish the little chunk that I have left. I have 150 pages left now, around that anyway, so not much left at all, and I am just so obsessed with Alex and Ava's story. Their story together and their story as individuals. From what I've seen on TikTok, people say that this book isn't the best in the series, which actually shocks me because I love this book so much. So I'm really excited to move on and see what all the hype is about with the other books and why people find them better, because this is just incredible and I love it. Yes, it's very toxic and drama filled, but that's what I love, to be honest. And this series is just starting off really strong. For me, anyway. Alex's character is very intense and scary at times. Like, he does make a couple decisions and do a couple things that are extremely questionable. Got all these walls built up, but when he's around Ava, he tends to knock those walls down, and it's just really sweet to see and read about. The way Alex is always there when Ava needs him and is always protecting her makes me love them, but Alex does take it too far sometimes and needs to sort his anger out and learn to control his emotions. He can be seriously intense sometimes. I'm just like, whoa, Alex, take a chill pill. He can be very toxic. I did really enjoy this book. I'm going to be giving it a 4-star because it did give me that 5-star feeling in some parts of it, but I do have a couple issues with this book. I feel like it was too short. Like, I feel like the ending was cut short and really abrupt. Alex and Ava have my heart. I do love them as a couple. I just wish I had more from them. Like, I'd happily read another book about them too. The plot twists in this book were absolutely insane, so crazy, and really enjoyed the plot twist, to be honest. Wasn't what I was expecting with these books. I knew they were going to be messed up, but wow, that was very messed up. I'm very conflicted on how I feel about Alex. I don't really think I like his character, so that's kind of making me feel a bit iffy, but I do like him at times, so it's just like, I feel like I will see Ava and Alex throughout the other books, so maybe I'll get more of an idea on how I feel about his character. He was extremely interesting to read about and had me turning the pages when it was his POV, because he was just so flipping complex and interesting. I couldn't put it down. I put it down after 50 pages tonight. I think I lasted about 10 minutes before I picked it back up because I was like, I can't stop. Next book in this video is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is a part of the Never After series. There is 4 books, I believe, and they are all fairy tale retellings, which just sounds so interesting. They're not as magical as you might think. They're very dark, they're very intense romances. As you can tell by the cover, they are not lovey-dovey romances, and that just sounds really interesting because it is the story between Captain Hook and Wendy in this one, which is just like so weird to me, Wendy being with Captain Hook. But I'm intrigued to see if I'm really gonna root for those characters, if I'm really gonna love the romance between the two. And on the back it says he wants revenge but he wants her more. This just seems like it's going to make me feel so tense while reading it. I feel like I'm going to want to keep flipping the pages. But yeah, as I said, they are all retellings. This one specifically is a Peter Pan retelling. Basically, this book is about Captain Hook, aka James, and he wants revenge on Peter Michaels. And Peter has a 20-year-old daughter, which is Wendy. And Wendy shows up in James's bar, Captain Hook's bar, and he sees a way in to get his revenge on Peter, and he decides to seduce the girl, Wendy, and use her for revenge. But as he makes up this plan to get an in with Peter, he ends up falling for Wendy and sees her as more than just a pawn in his game, which just sounds so good.
About the way that your hands shake whenever you talk. You stare into space like you're lost in your thoughts, surrounded by your paper walls. Tell me what's been going on. Tell me what's been going on. I was so caught up thinking about myself, never took time to listen.
I just read the author's note and I was actually wrong. It's not a Peter Pan retelling, it's a reimagining. So, putty hell my throat.
Putty hell.
I just got like a well-weird scratch down. Oh my god, that would hurt. As I was saying, yeah, I just read the author's note and I was actually wrong. It's not a retelling, it's a reimagining. And it's not a fantasy either. It is an adult fractured fairy tale, so that makes me more intrigued of what's actually going to happen in this. I feel like that if it's not a retelling, then there's not going to be many Peter Pan references. And to be honest, even if there was, I probably wouldn't be able to pick up on them because I haven't watched Peter Pan since I was like 8 years old. So I literally don't remember that movie at all. It also says the main character is a villain. If you're looking for a safe read with redemption and a bad guy turned into a hero, you will not find it in these pages. Starting off strong. Once upon a time, it feels different than I thought it would. Killing him. That is the first sentence. Starting off very, very dark and very strong. I feel like I read a lot of fluffy romances, so I'm interested. I'm gonna stop reading for now, but I'm on chapter 14, page 103. So far, this book starts off very dark already. It kind of gives you an idea of the character Hook is gonna be. His character is extremely dark and does a lot of dark things, let's just say that. And he's already really possessive of Wendy, and we're only 103 pages in. So there's that. When Wendy was saying that it was nice to have someone that liked her for her and not for who her father was, that actually made me so sad for her, because obviously Hook has an ulterior motive and she just doesn't know that yet. And I'm really scared for when she finds out what Hook's or James's motive actually is. It's gonna break her, and it's probably gonna break me as well. Hi, hello. So it's a couple of days later now, and if you can't tell by my voice and my red nose, I am very ill right now, and I'm blaming myself for it because I have been pulling a lot of all-nighters, only getting like 2 to 3 hours of sleep most nights, and I think this is my body telling me that I need to stop falling into those bad habits and I need to look after myself. I did end up reading, I think, another 100 pages of Hooked on Saturday, so that was fun. Oh my god, I am obsessed with this book. I wasn't fully sure how I felt when I read the first like 100 pages, but now I am addicted. I'm gonna give my thoughts on Hooked. The romance did happen pretty quickly for my personal preference. It was just lush straight away, which you have to kind of expect with dark romance, because there's not going to be, it does usually start off that way. Nonetheless, I am still enjoying the book even though the romance did happen really quick. Where I'm up to now, holy freaking crap, it is literally keeping me on the edge of my seat. I can't stop flipping the pages because some of the decisions that Hook is making really keeps you glued to the page, keeps you hooked to the book, and makes you want to keep reading. I love the craziness. It's just so entertaining. And I feel like with dark romances, you do just read them for entertainment, not for a realistic story, because it's not going to be a realistic story or romance at all. I am going to turn my light off and shut my blinds, get my reading light, and just lay in bed and read, because I just don't feel great right now and I just want to have the cozy vibes. So that's what we're gonna do. Lights are off, we've got the LEDs on, and I need to find my glasses. That is definitely a thing I need after here. All good. Also, I really need a new pair of glasses. Look at the state of these. But you know, I don't have an appointment till October, so I've got to deal with these for a long time.
Couldn't see that you were going through hell. Now you're cold and distant. You say you're fine, but your heart is bleeding. Feed me those.
I just finished Hooked, and oh my god, the twists at the end are absolutely crazy. This book just gets crazier and crazier every time you flip a page. That's why you just don't want to stop reading, because it's just, there's always something happening, which makes the book so addictive. That twist at the end was so sad. It was so heartbreaking, and my heart actually really hurts for Wendy and James's character. Like, I never thought I'd feel empathy for James's character, considering all the things he did in this book. But weirdly I do, because he has literally been through something that is absolutely disgusting. He was never able to recover from his trauma and heal from his trauma. He was stuck on revenge. His character was incredible. really well written. I was so intrigued by his character, and Wendy has my heart. She was just so sweet. I'm surprised by how much I love this book, considering that it is so toxic and just full of smoke. I loved it and I couldn't stop reading, and the plots in this are just so good. So yeah, I'm going to be giving this book a 4-star because I really enjoyed it. I am excited to get into the rest of the books. I'm not gonna lie, I ordered the last 3 books before I even finished this book because I knew I was gonna want to read them. So yeah, that just says it all really, how much I love this book. I really enjoyed Emily McIntyre's writing. Like, she writes characters that you really shouldn't be rooting for, but weirdly you do root for them. All I'm gonna say is read it. If you like smut, definitely read it, and if you like crazy plot lines, also read it. Hi, so it is the next day now. I'm still not 100%, but I'm feeling a bit better. I had a long sleep last night and I think that's really helped my body. So we are going to be reading The Fine Print today, and I can't tell you how excited I am for this. I'm surprised I left this for the last book because it was the one I was most excited about, but I'm glad I've waited because now I can read it and it's just getting me more and more excited. I just love the idea of this series because it's about billionaires in Disneyland, kind of. That's what people explain it as. I'm excited to read about a story that's set in a theme park, I'm pretty sure. So this story is about Rowan and Zara. Zara is Rowan's employee. Rowan hires Zara, but he ends up kind of growing an attraction to her. He ends up liking her and he realises that he went wrong. It says on the end, people like me don't get happy endings, so I feel like it's going to be quite angsty. Oh, and also Zara actually criticised Dreamland's most expensive ride. She should have been fired for it, but Rowan ended up offering her a dream job.
They lost the meaning. I know something isn't right. See the demons in her eyes. I know you're afraid. I feel you getting lost. I feel you trailing off. Feel it in your words when you
Pretty sure I've said this in a video before, but I'm gonna say it again just in case you didn't watch that video. I love how in this book each chapter has this cute design on it with a roller coaster. It just makes me more excited, and I just think that's a nice little element. I love when books have special features on certain pages.
There's nothing wrong, there's something so subliminal about the way that your hands shake whenever you talk.
Up to chapter 10, page 78. And my expectations were high, and this book is already meeting those expectations. I love the dynamic between Rowan and Zara because Rowan is really grumpy and a lot of people are kind of scared of him because he is the boss, and Zara is a very sweet character but she knows how to put Rowan in his place, and I love how she keeps shocking Rowan and impressing Rowan with her ideas and with her confidence when she talks back to him and stuff. It's just sweet that Rowan sees so much potential in her. He won't say that, but you can tell that he does see a lot of potential in her. I am reading this quite fast. It's such an easy read, to be honest. Like, I've only read 78 pages and so much has happened already. Their first meeting was so funny. Zara sort of brings out this creative side of Rowan that he lost a long time ago, and seeing him slowly discover his love for creating again, I love it. This book is going so well so far, and I was expecting that because it's Disney. It is literally Disney in a book. I'm up to chapter 21, page 163. This is giving me the 5-star feeling. I love it so much. All I'm gonna say is the bowling scene made me feel so many butterflies. I couldn't stop smiling. It was so adorable. I am pretty much like nearly done with this book now. I only have about 120 pages left and I'm on page 303, chapter 37, and nothing's changed. I'm still loving this book so much. I do have a couple updates. Lauren Asher's banter is top tier. Like, when Rowan and Zara are together, they're just so funny together, but then when they're also teasing each other, it's just, I love it. Her banter is so good. Where I'm up to now, everything's going so well and it's so cute, also spicy as well. And I'm just waiting for it all to fall apart in these last 120 pages because of course it's not going to stay this happy. It's just not possible with a romance, is it? There's always a conflict, and I know that that conflict is coming soon, and I think I know what the conflict is going to be. It's pretty clear throughout the whole book. Annie and Rowan's friendship, it is so wholesome. Like when I'm reading about them two, my heart is just so happy. It's so freaking cute. So that is all my updates. I'm gonna go read the last 100 pages.
Stare into space like you're lost in your thoughts.
Rowan is actually the sweetest boy ever. I love how he's so grumpy, but he's starting to show his sweet side. Rowan really remembers everything and looks into little details about things. It's just so cute. As you saw, I just finished the fine print, and sadly it's not a 5-star, but it's close to it. It's a 4.5 stars. It was so incredible. I love this book so much. That ending had me smiling like crazy. It was so cute. The last 30 pages in this was just the most wholesome thing ever, and Rowan's character development in this book is top tier. Like, seeing his character throughout this book was amazing, seeing him changing and becoming a better person. I love him. He's probably... I actually love Rowan and Zara, so I can't decide which character I like more. Zara was just such a sweet human, and the way she stood up when she needed to, and her quirky sides, she was just great. I loved her. The side characters in this were so good. We barely saw them, but we got to see Annie quite a bit, and also obviously Rowan's brothers, and I loved seeing little hints of Rowan's brothers in this book because we do have 2 other books for his brothers, and I'm most excited to read, I think, Cal's story, because he's like the fun brother and he seems really interesting. This book was amazing. It was so cute, so beautiful, and also had darker moments. This was definitely a nice palette cleanser after reading 2 dark romances in this video. This was just cuteness. It did have sad bits in it, it did have some dark topics, but it was still light-hearted, and I just loved it so much. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars is just because it didn't feel like one. In some parts it did, but overall it is a 4.5 for me. But it was so good. Hopefully I enjoy the rest of the books. Let's do a wrap up of all the books we read in this video. This was such a successful reading vlog, and I'm so glad that I started all these series because I'm obsessed with all of them. First up we read Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I gave this 5 stars. So good, highly recommend. I recommend all these, to be honest. Next I read Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This was incredible. I rated it 4.5 stars. It was somewhat different for me as well. I really enjoyed it. And as you just saw, I just finished The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and I gave this 4.5 stars. This was so close to being a 5-star. The Disney elements in this had me so giddy, like the roller coaster scene, like when they're in the theme park and going on roller coasters. That made me so giddy. I love that. I hope you all enjoyed seeing me read these popular TikTok books, and I'm so excited to continue all of these series since they are all a part of them, and I've bought all of the books in these series, and I think the one I'm most excited to continue is probably The Fine Print, but I'm excited for all of them, to be honest. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.